Hi everyone. So some of the materials that I use are going to be covered in paint when I get them. They're going to be dirty. They're going to have hammer dings and screw and nail holes that I remove. I cut those parts out so that I minimize that stuff. As you can see, all the insides of the wood that I use are actually still really good. It's all, healthy, clean wood on the inside. Try not to use wood that's been soaking or rotten or stained, that might have been stained from some solvents or gasoline or something like that. And this is generally what the blocks look like before I start sanding them. The rest of the blocks that you're going to see are basically prototypes. These are ones that I let my son play with. You'll see that a lot of them have nail holes in them or hammer dings or some chips or things like that. These are going to be a little more than I'm going to allow in the line itself when I start production. But I figure he's my son and I take full responsibility for it, and he hasn't hurt himself on them yet. Uh, Really, there's nothing major on it, maybe a few little chips. I round over the edges pretty well with the sander at this point. Here you can see a puzzle piece that I just threw in the box that makes it kind of an interesting enhancer block. Uh, you can see here there's a little bit of a chip on the edge here. Um, that's not going to be in any of the production blocks. And the next block is kind of an extreme example of nail holes. Again, never had a problem with him hurting himself on these, but you will not see these type of blocks in the production line at all. Sometimes if there's a rough spot or a knot or something, I will just use the edge of the sander to round over something and just make kind of a unique shape out of it, like this block here, or maybe I'll drill a hole in it or something like that. As you can see here, all the edges are kind of rounded over, the corners are sanded off. Once in a while, if there's just a clean nail hole, I'll leave it in there. If it's not jaggy or splintered in any way, it's just a clean hole all the way through, I think that's kind of interesting. So I tend to leave them in there. Like this hole is pretty clean on this side. Of course, though, if you turn it over, it gets a little sharp, and my son probably shouldn't be playing with that. Let me know what you think of that. I've been going out of my way to cut out all the nail holes um, out of the production blocks just to avoid any kind of complications with it. But sometimes I leave them in there just because they're appealing to me. Some of the blocks have some small cracks, which could be problematic, I suppose, if you run that through your kid's hair or something like that. So I'll keep that in mind and try and eliminate those. This next block is one of my favorite pieces of wood. It's old growth redwood that I got from somebody's garage. Just amazing grain patterns in it, and again, just a fun, playful shape. All the blemishes that you see are gonna be few and far between. Most of the wood I use and have cut for the project so far is completely clean without any dings or holes or hammer marks or anything like that. A little less character in my mind, but no question about safety if it's completely clean. And I now have some better equipment to work with that's going to help me work quicker and remove a lot more of the surface blemishes without having to go through so much sanding. Um, as you can see, the surface of this one would have taken me 4 times longer to sand, but again, nothing major that my son can't handle, but will not find its way into the production line. I definitely take safety as a main concern, and please send me any thoughts, comments, or concerns about this issue. and I definitely will go to lengths to make the blocks fun and pain-free. Okay, thanks for watching.